This is a peach bracelet. Please join the fight against endometrial cancer. Thank you. This movie gets 3.5 bananas out of 5 according to the NoMoreStinkyMonkeys.com website. Amy Adams might be my favorite young actress. It's hard to say, but there are so many good ones. But even though she's made about 5 or 6 good movies now, she still retains that glowing sweetness that she used to such great effect in Disney's Enchanted. Honestly, I never think about these things, but I think she'd be perfect for a sitcom, a Mary Tyler Moore type show where she turns the world on with her smile. Drop her in an environment where everyone's happiness has been sucked out and make her the perky one that everyone grows to love. I think she has the charm to burn and is wasted making 2 movies a year when she could be lighting up people's living rooms on a weekly basis. We have enough hostile and ironic women on TV. We need someone who can elicit joy. That's what Amy Adams is capable of. In this movie, once again, she plays a girl who's down on herself but manages to struggle through with her smile. In this case, she's a Molly Maid type, working for someone else's company, cleaning richer people's homes in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Her character, Rose Lorkowski, never moved from her hometown, so of course she happens to clean her old high school classmate's fancy house. The client used to envy Rose, the former head cheerleader, and now smilingly invites her to her baby shower, I'm sure just to rub her success in Rose's face. Adams is still hung up on her old high school love, Mac, played by the dependable Steve Zahn, and is having a weekly motel affair with him while his wife is watching his kids. Mac gives her the idea to start a cleanup service for suicides and crime scenes. After the CSI guys come in and finish up, the body is removed, but that house or room still needs to be cleaned up for someone to live in. Gunshots leave a particularly big mess, and it takes a certain kind of toughness, both in the head and in the stomach, to handle that kind of work. Rose is just desperate and tough enough to handle it. With her out-of-work sister, played by Emily Blunt, you know, the bitchy secretary from Devil Wears Prada, the two manage to fumble their way through a few post-mortems before realizing they're breaking a lot of biohazard laws. I have a twisted sense of humor which goes over well in Manhattan movie theaters. If I had seen it there, I'm sure many in the audience would have been laughing like me at some of the macabre humor. But old people in Forest Hills generally don't find anything funny when it comes to blood and nasty smells. Sunshine Cleaning is the best kind of human drama where the humor that life presents us is allowed to play out. Unlike, say, a European drama where there is no room for humor, and thus makes you wonder how realistic this really is. There's a good little supporting story involving Blunt's Nora and the daughter of one of the deceased clients, played by Mary Lynn Rabschkub. You know her as Chloe from the TV show 24. Even though Chloe's a fan favorite, she's never allowed to show much emotion on that show except in her sad puppy eyes. In this film, she could break out of her shell a little more. This movie is advertised as being produced by the same people who brought you Little Miss Sunshine, but this film is much more realistic than that silly work. But that Sunshine star, veteran actor Alan Arkin, is back in this Sunshine film as Rose's father, the struggling independent salesman Joe. Joe's more responsible than his last character, but just as loving, and filled with great tidbits of advice and compliments to bring a down person up. One other thing. Clifton Collins Jr. is one of the best character actors around. He plays Latino, Romulan, and even Arab characters with such ease, either as really bad guys or good guys like in this movie. And he's everywhere in the past month. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen him in Crank 2, Star Trek, and now this. You know him from his biggest role as the vicious killer who Truman Capote interviews and then falls in love with in the movie Capote. I predict his unconventional looks will keep him busy for a very long time. As they say on the show Clean House, this place is nothing but a hot mess from the Predator.